All those poets on all those worlds who spoke of war as such an unsightly thing, they never stood here.
Hello everyone and welcome to another movie review by Centipede Geek. Today I'm going to talk about a film by the name of The Mangler. This film stars none other than Robert Englund, of course, Freddy, Ted Levine, and Daniel Matmore. Now, this film was actually directed by Tobe Hooper, who is known for doing films such as, of course, Texas Chainsaw Massacre and another 80s film in the name of Poltergeist. Tobe Hooper is a great director. So anyways, let's get to my review of the 1995 horror sci-fi thriller by the name of The Mangler. So The Mangler is pretty much about, well, all these sort of accidents are happening in this laundromat, textile kind of factory. There was I don't want to say too much what happens, but there's a woman that was killed by a machine that is called the Mangler, hence the name of the film. Anyways, this Mangler machine killed this woman by accident. And the detective is investigating this sort of machine, why it malfunctioned, that sort of thing, and that's pretty much it. All these strange and odd and weird occurrences are happening at this laundromat factory, and it all revolves around this sort of machine called the Mangler, and the detective is sort of investigating it. That's it. That's the plot of the film, titled The Mangler, made in the year 1995. Now, this film, if you don't know, is actually based off a Stephen King short story with the same name. Let's see. It appeared in his short story collection titled Night Shift. So if you've read that, that's what the Mangler. That's where the Mangler is from. So let's get to some of my reasons why I enjoyed the Mangler, because I really like this. You know, I will say it's very strange, and I did not expect it to end in the way it did. But that was kind of a good thing. It's not a perfect film, I will say. There's a few minor complaints with it, and I'll discuss those later on in the review. But let's get to the good things about the film first, and let's get to one of those good things is the director behind it, Tobe Hooper. I really think that Tobe Hooper had something very creative going on. I know most of the material probably came from the short story, but you know, thanks to Stephen King, great author, comes up with some great ideas for books and movies and everything. So anyways, the concept of this movie is really interesting, especially when you see the ending and you see the way it turns out, because it gets really bizarre, and I didn't expect that ending. So that's one of the reasons I liked it so much, was that ending was just like, I was just like, you know, what the heck? Not the actual last few, I didn't expect the last few minutes, but I'm talking about like the last 20 minutes in general, because you know a lot of times Stephen King gives you kind of a twist ending. Well, I'm talking about the last 20 minutes in general. You see the huge, and I mean huge, event that happens at the end, and I was like, whoa. Came out of total left field, and I liked that a lot about it, because I wasn't expecting it to be that kind of movie. So anyways, there's a few characters I like. I like the overall main detective. He's kind of like a Sherlock Holmes-esque character. I liked him in it. There's also kind of a hippie guy that has this long brown curly hair, and he actually knows the real idea of what's going on, and his character was cool at times, and then other times I felt his character was just kind of goofy. So I'm kind of a mixed bag about his character. You know, like he started off being really, really cool in the film, and then towards the last 25 minutes, you know, 20 minutes of the film, last part of the film, he became kind of goofy and just started like just acting all weird out of nowhere. So I wasn't too fond of him at the end, and I guess he was kind of like the comical relief character, and if those scenes were supposed to be funny, then I guess it wasn't too bad. But I really don't know what the intentions of the movie were. I don't know if the intentions of his scenes were meant to be funny, or if they were meant to be serious, or like I said, kind of a comical relief character. So if I knew the intentions of what they were going for, I might this might not be a complaint. But for right now, since I don't know their intentions, I'm going to go ahead and say it's a complaint. But anyways, like I said, his character. But overall, some of the other things I liked about it, of course, Robert Englund. Now, I will say he is a really strange at times. He's kind of weird and kind of goofy too at times. It's not a bad thing, but he is I will say, very strange in this movie. Like, you think he's weird in the Freddy movies. Of course, he is. But that's the classic Freddy Krueger. But he's a very strange character in this movie. He has like this little pocket watch, and he says TikTok. So overall, Robert Englund is really cool in this movie. No, I don't think it's like an Oscar-worthy performance or anything like that, but I do think that he's kind of a cool, quirky character. He's kind of strange. At first you're like, who's this? What does this character want? What are his intentions? And you find out later on, and you're like, whoa, you didn't expect that at all. So overall, I really felt like The Mangler was a very fun film. No, I am not familiar with the short story that Stephen King wrote. I did not read that. But overall, it's just kind of a fun film. This is actually the VHS version. So when I watched it, this is one of those VHS tapes that has probably been watched countless times because you could really tell because the quality wasn't the best. Who really cares, right? So that's special collector's edition. I don't know what the heck that means because there's no special features on here, of course. VHS tapes really didn't do that kind of thing until way later on. It also says unrated director's cut. Don't know if that means anything either. It's not Tobe Hooper's best film. Tobe Hooper's favorite film of mine, of course, is the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, with Gunnar Hansen, playing as Leatherface. But anyways, it's still a pretty cool film. Definitely want to check out if you're a Stephen King fan, and if you're a Tobe Hooper fan, it's one to check out because it has kind of a cool premise and concept. And if you like 80s effects, this one's cool to look for too. I'm a big fan of the way effects look back in the 80s. I know they're outdated, but I still think they look kind of cool today. This is the cool one to check out. And like I said, the ending is definitely the best part. Very bloody. It's a lot more bloodier than the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre in 1974. A lot more bloodier. So if you want to see kind of a cool gore fest with a very cool premise to it, and there's like I said, there's a hippie guy with brown hair, and he kind of knows what's going on, and he's cool in it too. So anyways, Mangler, very cool film, very cool concept. So Steve, I'm really curious to read the short story. I'm wondering how it differs. Anyways, that's my review of the 1995 horror thriller film by the name of The Mangler. Thanks all my subscribers. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the page below, and I will see you guys later with another movie review by Centipede Geek.